Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Live at the Waterhole, everyone. My name is Amy, and today we are starting off here in Kenya with a whole lot of elephants that have come to drink. Also some giraffes there in the background, but busy nonetheless. Remember everyone that this is a live and interactive show, and I would love to hear from you, so please do say hello. Let me know who you are and where you're watching from, what you're hoping to see today, why you love the Waterhole show, or anything along those lines. You can send those through to the Wild Earth website or the app. You can also chat to me in the YouTube chat stream, or you can join the conversation on X using the hashtag WildEarth. Lulu, hello. Lovely to hear from you. You're watching from the UK at work, and you're wishing us all a great week ahead. Thank you, Lulu. The same to you. Wonderful to have you with us today. I can't believe how busy it is today, really, with these giraffes and lots of elephants. Always a magical scene here. Joanne, happy Monday to you. And you're watching from the USA. Ellie, you love to see the giraffes. It is beautiful, isn't it? Josh, hi. You say Aldonio had 3 of the big 5 at the same time here last night. Well, that is incredible, isn't it? Wow. It's amazing how sometimes those things can happen. Alexandria, you are from Albuquerque, New Mexico in the USA, but you're currently living in Ghana, Africa. Well, it's great to know that you are watching. Wild at Heart, you say it's a beautiful, sunny, serene sea from Hermanus today. What a beautiful part of the world. Oh, here we have a giraffe that's come for a drink. And you can see a few doves around, ring-necked as well as namakwa. Deb Davis, I 100% agree with you. You say that's an awfully small waterhole for all of these animals. I know, and it's one of the more interesting sites because of that. We get these animals with quite close proximity to one another, and you can see this huge elephant bull, even in comparison to a giraffe that may be taller, the giraffe, but definitely not as big size-wise. And this elephant towards the right, quite a large bull actually, but you can see how much shorter his right tusk is than his left, and clearly more used than his left tusk, meaning that he actually tends to favor his right tusk more, and because of that sort of more usage, it's worn down a lot more, possibly actually broken off at the tip there a little bit, and then slowly filed down as he uses it over time. Ivan, we don't have hummingbirds in Africa. You say you love them there in North Carolina, so that's not a species of bird that we see here. But we do have sunbirds, which do look somewhat similar in their adaptations with their beak and things like that. But they are different in as species, and they're not quite. Let's say there's certain hummingbirds that I know can be very, very small, and sort of have this amazing hovering ability. Sunbirds do similar things with regards to drinking nectar and helping with pollination and all sorts of things like that, but they are not hummingbirds. Fuzzy Dunlop, that is a fantastic comment. You say a big star like 1 ton is probably on his way back from attending the Oscars. Imagine 1 ton, the elephant, was at the Oscars. I think that would make quite a stir. I don't see him here at the moment. For those of you who don't know what in the world we're talking about, there is a very famous elephant bull in East Africa that we often see popping up at this waterhole. His name is 1 ton, and I believe that name was given to him. I always thought it had to do with his size, but apparently it has to do with how fast he seemed to run when he was smaller, and moving at about 100 kilometers per hour is called 1 ton. And although, of course, an elephant can't run 100 kilometers an hour, it seemed to be very quick when he was younger, and so got that nickname 1 ton. But hopefully he makes an appearance. He's one of the super tuskers, and really impressive pair of tusks that stand out above all the other elephant bulls. Picasso, hello. You say that you were born in Sweden, but you now live in Khaki, Balule, as a permanent resident. Well, that is so cool to hear, and to know that you are based in the Lowveld area. And I'm sure you love living literally in the bush, which is very cool. Thank you for sharing that. Alexandria, you say you've noticed a similar bird to the hummingbird there in Ghana, where you stay. Yes, so I assume that would be one of the sunbirds that occur more in West Africa. And I was actually just checking now in terms of sunbirds versus hummingbirds. They belong to two different families. Hummingbirds are in the order of the swifts, and sunbirds are part of one of the songbird families. Hummingbirds occur in the Americas, so North and South America, whereas sunbirds are in Africa and Asia. Another difference is that hummingbirds will usually hover while feeding, which are those classic pictures and sort of footage that we see of their amazing hovering ability while they are looking for nectar in flowers, or insects or anything else like that they're looking for. Whereas a sunbird usually actually perches, which I can attest to and see many times. They perch and then stick their beaks into the flowers and things like that. But what's interesting is that due to them being on separate continents, it's what they occupy the same niche, and I think that's why they don't occur together, because they are both going after the same thing. Whereas in the Americas, the hummingbird has occupied that niche, and in Africa and Asia, the sunbird has occupied that niche. Speaking of birds, let's now head over to Lentor. Well, there's always a birding party around close by. Looks like our firefinches and waxbills are here again. Maybe some sparrows too. Oh, there's some weavers. These birds are so beautiful. Mercedes, hello to you. You say you just love hummingbirds. I hope to see one for myself one day. I do think they are so pretty with their different plumages and colorations. I love these birds all coming for a drink and a water bath. They are very cute. Sounds like there's a hammerkop nearby as well. Oh, that That looks like a finch there that was there on the left. We've been seeing cutthroat finches almost every day here now, which is really cool, I must say. And these, I think they're the male blue-capped waxbills that are, oh, aren't they so pretty with their bright blue? Catherine, I agree with you on that. That weaver did look like it was that Vitaline. I apologize for my pronunciation if it's not correct. But it sort of looks very much like a southern masked weaver that obviously occurs in southern Africa. And in East Africa, it has that it's a different species. But there's also a black-headed weaver as well that has the dark eye. So, but I did see the reddish tinge there. So I think that is correct. Well, that is looking like some sort of a hornbill, I think. Yes, indeed. They're in the tree. Oh, it's just flown off. Apparently more giraffes are arriving at Eldonyo, so let's head back over there. Wow, giraffe convention. Oh my goodness. I know, Blizzard King, there's a lot here. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think. Why are you all moving quickly? Oh, elephant. You know that when they move like that. Oh, that's not even a very big elephant. Princess, without a doubt. I think as soon as all those eddies moved off, these giraffes came in super quickly, took advantage of the gap. But you can see them coming back now, realizing, oh, okay, that's not such a big elephant. We can still carry on with our drink. Kim, you counted 12. Blizzard King and Ellie, you counted 14. Well, I see 2 in the background underneath everyone's favorite shady tree. So that also increases the number. Dolly, that's a great question. And you want to know if giraffes make any noise when they're frightened, like alarm calls. So no. I jokingly say that giraffes don't have alarm calls, they have alarm stares. And for the most part, giraffes are silent creatures. They do have vocal cords and voice boxes, and I've heard them sneeze before and make a bit of a coughing sound once or twice. So they can make sound if they want to, but they don't have an alarm call. Often when you see them just staring, it's one of the most amazing things to have happen, which has happened to me before. When you use the behavior of another animal to help you locate a predator, which they would see as a potential threat. And it's happened with zebras for me before, as well as giraffes. Zebras do have a sort of alarm call though, but they also are starers, and they'll sort of, just have a look and in one direction for a very long time. But giraffes are very much known to do that, and they'll stand, and when they stop chewing, because sometimes they'll stand and stare and just be ruminating, re-chewing their cud. But if they don't, even sometimes if you're in the vehicle and you're driving and you come past a giraffe and they don't even look at you, and they just, especially if there's more than one of them all staring in one direction, and sometimes you can scan and there's a lion or a leopard or something like that they've seen. Speaking of zebras, let's head over to Tembe. Well, it's always a treat to see zebras. We had some at Lentor yesterday, which was such a nice surprise. And I'm very happy to see some at Tembe here as well today. And you can see how most of them are in the shade, but those tails are flicking away. I'm sure lots of flies and insects about. Adam, the reason that sometimes we do see zebras with short tails or sometimes no tail at all is definitely not by choice. It's not some sort of adaptation that zebras are starting to have no tails, but rather that they've lost their tail. Sometimes we've seen it with elephants as well. There might be a particular disease or genetic reason for there to be no tail, but most likely with zebras, it's actually been bitten off by another zebra. That's the likely situation, and often it's the stallions that we see with no tail. Zebras have incredibly sharp teeth for a herbivore, and they have an incredibly powerful bite as well as kick, and they fight with two male zebras. Fighting is an intense battle, and they often go for the tail, and it can be bitten off in that encounter. Not to say that a female's never bitten off another female's tail, or even a female bitten off a male's tail, or anything like that. I mean, you can see there's one here who's got the shorter tail that does look like the stallion, just a lot less black between his rump under the tail there. Females usually have a wider black band between the hind legs, which makes sense. There's usually one stallion with his mares and their offspring, which form a harem, and most likely he lost that bit of his tail to another stallion who he was fighting with at some point. Marcus, yes, I think this group of zebra is recognizable, and like you say, stumpy tail stallion. Stumpy tail is indeed here.